Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a simple embroidery. For this what you need is the embroidery hoop, the fabric, the floss, like a pair of scissors, and the needle which I have here. So these are the things that you need for this little mini project. So what I'm going to do is so what you're going to do actually is, if you want to draw something, like if you want like a flower, right? So if you want to design a flower, what you have to do is you have to use a pencil and just like draw on the fabric the design you want. And another alternative is, if you have like a mobile phone or a tab, what you can do is you can just let me show you. You can just Google flower outline or something like that, and like choose a image. I've actually downloaded that. So what you can do is you can put your increase the screen to the maximum brightness, and then put your fabric on top of it and draw. So just make a light outline. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're drawing it a little thicker too, because the line is going to be covered up by the embroidery floss when you start embroidering, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm almost done. Let me put my iPad away. Okay, so I hope you can see. Like, you might not be able to see because it's very light, but 1 second. Oh. Yeah, so the outline's there. So like in the previous step, now you're going to, in the previous video I showed you, I'm not going to explain this time. If you want, you can rewatch the previous video. You'll have to like set the fabric in the hoop and tighten it, and then pull it so that the fabric is properly stretched. You don't want a saggy fabric. So what happens when it's a little bit soft in the center, you won't be able to embroider properly, because it'll be hard to get the needle in the exact place you want it to go in. I've already cut the ends of the fabric to the length I want. So yeah, so you can also do that. Let me just try and outline this little petal once more, so that it's easier for me to identify when I start embroidering. Okay, so just do your final touches and we can start. So what I'm going to do is, like in the last video I showed you 4 different stitches, right? So I'm going to try and show you how to use those 4 in this context, in the context of this flower. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread the needle, and I'm going to let's do the flower first. So I'm going to first embroider the middle part, and then the outer part, the petals. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use orange floss for this. So like I said before, make sure when you pull the thread, you're pulling from the floss strand that is from the inside. So if you can see, there is one strand from like that is visible here. The other one, like, it must be somewhere around, but even if you don't find that, it's fine. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the one strand is here, which comes from the outside. I hope it's visible. From the outside of the, here. This we don't want. Don't pull that, because if you pull that, it will become a mess. So pull the one that comes from the inside of the floss bundle thing. And yeah, so let's just take it out. Okay, I think this will be enough. So I'm just gonna clip it, and let me quickly thread the needle too. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start with the petals, so that you can see what I meant. I'll use one of the stitches that we did last time, but in a slightly different context. Like, it's not exactly like the straight line that we did last time, but I'll show you. So what we're going to do is, we're going to, like, you see the starting of this petal here, right? So try to find the back of it. So don't just flip it and find it. You might not be able to find it properly. So just hold it, and like when you poke the needle from back behind, you'll be able to see the needle coming out from one of these points, right? So make sure it just comes out with the in the point where you want it to come out. So just pull it out, and then place the needle in that intersection of these both petals and push it down, pull it. See? And now what I want you to do is I want you to either, like, you can do it two ways. You can either start again from like the base, or you can start from here. So either way you can do it. I'll start from the top. So what you can do is you can start from exactly like just above the end of the stitch. So this is the end. This is the wait, let me show. This is the end of the stitch, right? So I'm going to start a little bit above and right so that it will look like a petal. 1 second. Okay. So just pull and put it back right through right next to the first stitch. So now when you see, it is two lines next to each other. So the same thing we can do, we'll start from here, like the base, right next to this, here. Yeah. So just start right next from here, pull it out, and then put it back in. Like we did the first one here, second one here, so third one will be here, right? So push it down, pull it out from behind, and the same thing can be followed throughout. So what I've done so far is I've made alternative petals with this technique that I just showed you, and I thought that I'll show you a different technique for the rest of the petals. So I hope you remember the first technique that we followed. So with a little bit of white space in between. So what we'll do is we'll sort of make this, use that technique to make the outline, but instead of just a little white space, we'll make some more white space. Give it a little bit more white space, so it looks like this menu. So it looks like you're making a dotted outline of the petal. So I thought this would be a nice technique to follow for the flower. It will look a little unique too. It won't look. I mean, that's a thing. That's the thing about embroidery. Like you can use so many different techniques because it's your design, right? So you can make it look as weird as you want to make it. Don't think about. I mean, it is good to make like traditional looking ones too, but try to think outside the box and make it fun. So what you can do is you can make your design reflect your personality. So that's a fun way of putting it. So just have fun with embroidery. Don't take it too seriously. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I just started learning a few months ago, so like I said, I've just been exploring different things and like how I like things. So you can do that too. As you can see now, I've finished doing the outlines of the petals. So and after that I changed the thread from the orange one to the yellow one because I want to do the center of the flower. So for this, what I'm planning to do is, you remember the stitch where we did through the other stitch? So I'm going to follow that and I'm going to make an outline, like a circle outline. And inside that I'm going to do the, what is it called? The French knots. So that will look really cool. Like I'll show you how it looks. So let's just start. Let's start like that. Make sure like you pull it all the way through. Sometimes it might get tangled with the old embroidery, like the previous one, like stitches that you made. And also make sure that it's still tight. Mine's a little loose, if you can see. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's a little loose. So I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit, like stretch it up a little bit and tighten it again. So that's an important part. If it's loose, it won't look very nice. So tighten it up again and then continue doing it. Okay, so like I did, so I put the made the first step of the stitch, and then I'm going to put my second the first stitch, finish the first stitch by doing that. And now I'm going to make my needle go through the middle of the stitch. So just look through and find the, oh, almost there. It might take a few tries, like I still have a little problem, yeah. So just find the middle of the stitch and pull it through, and then same thing, follow it again and again and again, middle of the second stitch. There you go. So I finished doing the circle. As you can see, it looks really nice. Oh, how do I show? Yeah, it looks really nice. So what I'm going to do is, inside, like the floss is still attached to the needle and it's still stuck to the frame. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make multiple French knots inside this circle. So I'll show a couple of them. Let's start with the center. Just take the, and hold, like I'll show it again so that you won't get confused. Hold your embroidery floss with your left hand, and then with the right hand the needle should be behind the floss, and then twist, 3 twists, and then make the needle go through the same hole that you made while starting the stitch. Okay, so that's a French knot. It's done. So repeat the same process throughout so that you'll be able to give the effect of a flower. It looks cool when you finish it. As you can see, I've finished doing the French knots and it looks really cool. Super cool. The texture is really nice. It took a few minutes to do, but it's definitely worth it. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to make the stem using a dark green color. And after that, like the stem is going to be like this, and after that I'm going to make leaves with a different sort of green. So that's the plan for now. So it's going to be the stitch that stitches through the other stitch. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, actually let's start from the base. It'll be a little easier for us. Okay, just do that. And you can, so if you remember, in the outline of this, we did it we did short stitches. Now let's try doing long stitches. Same kind of stitch, but the length is more. Let's see. So last time we did from here to here. So this time we are going to do from here to here. Okay. Let's see how it turns out. One benefit of long stitches is that it will save some time, because it covers a bigger area compared to the smaller stitch. Yeah, from here to here and from here to here. And then from the center of the from the center of the second stitch. There you go. So as you can see, we finished the stem. It looks very neat and straight. So that's good. I'm going to continue stitching the leaves with the same thread. So what you can do for that is you can just start from the center of the leaf. Start from the center point of the leaf, and from the center you can go to the top point, like the pointy part of the leaf. From the center to the pointy part. Okay, and now we're going to alternate between a right side stitch along the lines, of course, right side stitch. So I hope you can see. So we started from this center to the top point, and then from the back we went to the right side of that, and then we'll go slightly, not here but a little bit lower to that. And the same thing in the left side. As you can see, I've finished the leaves and they look pretty cool. So now I'm going to use another shade of green to give a little bit of a texture to the leaves. So I'm going to start where the leaf starts, like the little leaf stem starts, and then almost 3/4 way through the leaf, I'm just going to make the stitch in a different color, and it looks like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the second leaf. I'm going to go through it and do it. See, that's pretty much it. I've finished the design. I'll show the close-up of the finished product. And this took very less time actually. It didn't take that much time at all. And so this is something even a beginner can do. So please keep working. Like, okay, this is the, I don't think it's bright enough to. This is the finished product. Yeah, so we used different stitches to in different parts of the leaf, and now it looks like this. And yeah, like I said before, this one even a beginner can do. You can very easily do different kinds of embroidery, and there are so many other tutorials also on YouTube that you can follow to make different kinds of flowers, like very beautiful kinds of flowers. So please check them out too. Yeah, so keep learning, keep practicing, and keep having fun. Bye bye.